Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, the last few minutes of sunlight out there tonight, looking gorgeous on our roofing dugout at Flooring America camera in Danville. How you guys all doing out there tonight? 6 o'clock hour, and we have found ourselves in the middle of a very windy day across central Illinois. We actually had a few showers that earlier moved across the area. And notice the cloud cover that was here early this morning quickly moved off, which is why we were able to see that sunshine on our weather camera. Now, there was a front that moved through the area, and it's actually dropping the temperatures back down again. We were up near 70 in many areas like what we're seeing in Effingham right now, but now 64 in Champaign. Through this evening, another cool one will be quickly falling back down to the low 50s, 40s again tomorrow morning, but it gets even cooler. We'll show you when we hit the 30s when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
COVID-19 continues to wreak havoc on the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon, why next year's race is now in doubt.
I think part of that is everybody's grown tired of COVID overall.
A county in central Illinois is seeing a big spike in cases, what's making it rank among the worst in the state. Plus, state police have a new way to track evidence, how it's giving sexual assault survivors some peace of mind.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Do we want to get FDA approval for, an emergency use authorization for our own test at some point? Absolutely.
And that is why they are putting them on hold. The future of the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon is in question again. That was the wrong soundbite that just aired. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. It was canceled this year because of coronavirus, and it might happen in 2021 as well. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live from the State Farm Center. So, Courtney, why are they doing this so early?
Well, Jennifer, they said they didn't want to keep signing people up for a race that might not happen. And with the thousands who participate every year, that would mean a lot of rescheduling.
When we opened registration back in June, it feels like a year ago, we thought that we would be through the pandemic and be on our way to a vaccine and be able to have our race in April.
But they were wrong. And now, more than 6 months into a pandemic, co-director Jan Seeley says they know it's a real possibility they could call it again.
We don't have a clear line of sight on an April event, and we're not in a silo here. This is nationally.
It's disappointing, but I do understand.
Whitney Patel planned to run last year and is holding out hope for 2021.
It's a great race. It's a flat course. People who aren't from around the area like it because it is a flat Boston qualifying course, which is always a perk to a competitive runner.
On top of a disappointment, canceling the marathon could also be a huge financial hit for the area.
I believe the number is over $10 million worth of, revenue that they drive to our community each year as the runners come in and, stay in hotels and eat in our restaurants.
But with everyone's health and safety hanging in the balance, combined with an event that draws crowds from around the world, directors say they feel pausing for now is best.
It's going to be a wait and see, and we just felt at this time we could see clearly that we couldn't see a way to do it.
If the race doesn't happen in April, they're going to consider rescheduling it for the fall. But they'll have to have conversations with the U of I because, of course, that will be changed a lot by whatever the U of I schedule is at that time. So they don't know when exactly the date might be for the fall. Live in Champaign, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
So many things just on hold because you just don't know. All right, thank you. If the race doesn't end up happening in 2021, everyone's tickets will be comped for an entry into the 2022 event on April 28th through the 30th. Champaign County has suffered its first COVID-19 death in more than a month. Public Health says it was a woman in her 80s. She did have underlying health conditions. It is the 21st coronavirus death in the county that is. 35 more people in the state died from the virus. That makes more than 8,600 total. There are almost 2,300 new cases. The state now has 293 plus thousand infection altogether. The 7-day positivity rate is still 3.6%. Christian County now has one of the highest positivity rates in the state, and public health officials are worried because a big event is scheduled for this weekend. WCIA3's Cole Henke has more.
Over 15% of COVID tests in Christian County came back positive in mid-September. The consistent spike in cases in the county puts them at the second highest positivity rate in the state. And that has public health officials like Greg Nimmo scared.
Yeah, I think part of that is everybody's grown tired of COVID overall. That includes the responders and frontline people like myself. However, it's a virus and it's still here. A lot of the contributing factors that we see are gatherings, and those can be smaller gatherings like 20 people at a birthday party.
Despite the spike in COVID cases in the county, Taylorville is still moving forward with one of their biggest events of the year, the Taylorville Chili Fest. Organizers know the risks, but they feel that the pros far outweigh the cons.
They're all taking precautions. They're going to be roped off, so you can't, walk up to a chili cook and chat with them for 15 minutes or more. So we're taking all of the exposure, or not all of it, but as much as we can out of it.
The Christian County Public Health Department did not want the event to move forward, citing the rising cases and the high risk of having so many people gathered in one area. But both Taylorville City Council and the county board voted unanimously to hold the event, which in the past saw thousands of people attend over just 2 days.
The health department was not really in favor of doing that. However, we can't go up there and wrestle people to the ground and make them stop doing it.
But Patty Hornbuckle sees the Chili Fest as a life raft for businesses and community groups, including her own.
Yeah, and yes, I think it does outweigh that as far as, even the sustainability of the chamber. This event is a fundraiser for the chamber.
Reporting in Taylorville, I'm Cole Henke, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Officials say there are no plans to increase restrictions on businesses at the county level right now. The health department will continue to educate them that they are not following the rules. The teenager wanted for first-degree murder in Richland County has been arrested in Florida. 18-year-old Rick Medor was taken into custody at a campground. U.S. Marshals, along with the Sheriff's Department there, made the arrest. Also taken into custody, a 16-year-old girl. 19-year-old Kyle Johnson was shot and killed earlier this month in Albany. Medor is currently being held on $500,000 bond, awaiting extradition. Here are some new details. A judge has denied a murder convict's request. Michael Henslick was sentenced to life in June. He murdered Holly Casano back in 2009. After that, Henslick filed a motion for his sentence to be reconsidered, but a judge turned him down. The motion claimed the judge who sentenced him did something wrong, but a second judge determined that wasn't true. Now the motion will move to the state appellate court. The Champaign County State's attorney says that appeals process could take years. Once sexual assault survivors send off their test kits for evidence, it can be a long time before they hear back. But state police launched a new system today to make it easier for them to follow. The new system works like a tracking system for packages online. Survivors can see exactly where their kit stalled. Experts say this won't solve the problem of backlogged rape kits, but will help survivors in the long run.
It's definitely peace of mind as far as where it stops. It's definitely transparency and knowing where it is along the way. But what we need to see next is the accountability component.
State police processed 6,000 kits in the last fiscal year. While submissions are up by 9%, they haven't gotten through half of the backlog. The U of I is getting some new equipment on campus that could save someone's life. WCIA3's Jamie Mays is live in our newsroom. So, Jamie, what did they get?
Jennifer, U of I will have 80 Stop the Bleed kits on campus. They have everything someone needs to deal with a bleeding emergency. To buy them, a grant was awarded to Call Foundation Hospital. The hospital gave the money to Illini Emergency Medical Services. The Stop the Bleed kits will be put in all of the automated external defibrillator cabinets on U of I's campus. The Associate Director of Illinois Fire Service Institute says it's something that's needed.
A severe injury that results in bleeding is one of the things that a lay person or someone who just happens to be nearby can help with, and they can make a difference in the outcome while waiting on our fire department and ambulance services to arrive.
The kit has step-by-step how-to guides. 60 of them have already been placed on campus. The other 20 are expected to be there by the end of the year. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Jamie, thank you. The U of I has one of the most aggressive COVID-19 testing protocols among universities in the country. But is the saliva test actually FDA approved? Also tonight.
This lawsuit is about the overreach and authority of the IHSA.
And now it's been filed what a group of parents say the IHSA didn't do when pushing sports to the spring.
Another beautiful sunset tonight. Let's recap today, 73 and 49 with the temperatures. You can see that is actually almost right at the average. Very close to that today. When we come back, we're talking about some cool nights ahead. These strong winds. I had a personal experience with that today. I'll explain that and talk about some rain in the forecast when we come back.